Welcome back, YouTube. PPS here, 7/14. That is the date here. Coming at you live for our YouTube Play of the Day video. Very happy again. We're able to talk about another winner that we had there. So that's 3 straight winners overall for us. And we cashed in a nice plus money spot here. This one was a lot easier than I expected it to be. I thought this would be close and tight. He ended up giving up 7 hits, got blown up. Like I said, when you look at his past games, obviously he's thrown against some good teams, but when he's played against the upper echelon, we definitely see him take a step back. The Cardinals absolutely ripped him apart, 5 runs, blew up that ERA, almost full half a run there. Obviously, put 7 hits on the board, and we cashed this one easy plus money. Just seemed a little bit too low, but obviously we would have hit it even if it went up to 6.5. So, yeah, very happy to see that spot come through. Like I said, 3 straight going back to our White Sox team total at plus money. And then our Angels first 5 under, 4-1 in our last 5, which is, I think, the week. But right now, on a nice little 3-0 run, and I'm hoping we can get another sweep here. A little more juice here today than I usually drink, but I think it is definitely warranted here on this first play. While we're getting ready here, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you're a part of this gang here. Like I said, we're getting close to 1,300 subs, and I really appreciate every single one of you guys popping in here. Like I said yesterday on the show, my computer's lagging up a little bit, so I actually had to do the stuff by hand that I wanted to write up. So Braves first 5 team total, yeah, minus 135 is a little juicy, but I think it's warranted. You got Anibal Sanchez facing off against the Braves. Everybody knows Braves destroy the Nationals. It's just been fact lately. I don't know their exact record on the season, but it's definitely over 70%. And also, you just saw the Mets absolutely beat down the Braves. They got within a game and a half, ended up going down 2-1, I think, in the series. So they need wins to keep this close going into the All-Star break here. Going off of Sanchez's stuff, the Braves really haven't faced a guy with much of a split. Anibal Sanchez is going to be a split cutter 4-seam guy. So there's not much analytics on how the Braves hit splitters. Like I said, there's not really been too many guys who have thrown it against them. But if we look at the other 2 pitches, it's 28, 26, and 20 for the splitter, cutter, 4-seam breakdown. We're going to look at the 4-seam and the cutter here mostly for their top 4 guys. We look at Acuna. Right now, he's at a 49% hard hit rate. That's top 3% in the MLB. 462 slugging versus the 4-seam. 701 slugging versus the cutter with a 62% hard hit rate against that cutter. Austin Riley, 844 expected slugging versus the cutter, which is uncanny. That's crazy. 571 slugging versus the 4-seam. Dansby's batting 704 expected slugging versus the 4-seam. 308 batting average total against that cutter. Ozuna, 358 batting average versus the cutter. 740 expected slugging versus the 4-seam. We haven't even seen Anibal in the league in the last couple of years here, right? When we go into him, I don't think he's thrown since 2020. We go back to that year, right? He had a 9.4% barrel rate. That is almost 2 times the MLB average the last time he came up. Only a 17% K rate, ERA of 6.6, but also an expected ERA of like 5.5. So obviously there was a little unluckiness, but not really. That 5.5 is not a good ERA to have there. We definitely saw his hard hit rate go up as he got older. One thing I do not like for him either is if it's going to be a hot day there, Anibal Sanchez only has a 40% ground ball rate. That is 5% lower than league average. And then if you look at 27% line drive rate with a 26% fly ball rate. So if that ball gets in the air, these guys hit the ball hard. You look at Austin Riley's numbers. You look at Dansby's numbers. You look at Acuna's numbers. They are on the far right side of baseball savant's hard hit rates, top 90% or 90 percentile up for those guys. These guys rake fastballs. I just don't see Anibal coming in here and not making enough mistakes. I wouldn't be surprised to see 3 solo homers through 5 innings here, right? With the way that this Braves team can swing the bats. Probably a very frustrating series. But if I look here, right, if you look here, you just face Chris Bassett. you just face Max Scherzer, and you face David Peterson, who's actually throwing extremely well this season. So you go from that, and then downgrade down here to Anibal Sanchez. It's not like a home road splits mean too much for the Braves. They hit the ball well everywhere. So I love this Braves team total spot. I think we actually absolutely smashed this spot here with the Braves. All right, guys, going on to play number 2. If you guys could, please smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel, like I said. Hoping we can keep it growing, and we'll be coming back to you guys again. Remember, early morning, past the prop tomorrow, 7:30 Central Time. And let's get right into play number 2. I am going to the Rangers here. Rangers first 5 money line. My dude Martin Perez on the bump, facing off against Marco Gonzalez. Let's just go into both teams overall here. We're going to both offenses versus lefties. The Rangers right in the middle of the pack, 245 batting average, 454 slugging, 768 OPS. Pretty damn good. Go to the Mariners, only a 235 batting average and a 713 OPS. Obviously, that gives us the advantage if we're on the Rangers side backing them. Also, we just saw the Mariners hit around Josiah Gray, but they also just played a doubleheader yesterday and now are traveling and having to play in Texas here. So obviously that is not ideal, a doubleheader, then travel. And then obviously we go into a little bit deeper here on these numbers. Seattle's 235 batting average on the road. That only comes with a 390 slugging. So we're not really seeing too many balls leave the ballpark with the Mariners on the road this season. And then just going a little bit onto the Marco Gonzalez side before we move over to Martin Perez. Marco Gonzalez, 4-pitch guy, 4-seam changeup, cutter, curveball. We see an expected slugging higher than what it is on 3 of his pitches. 526 expected slugging on the 4-seam, 548 against the cutter, 520 versus the curveball. There's no swing and misses here. He's one of the lowest guys in swing and miss rate. His K percentage is in the 1 percentile. That is ice cold. We're only seeing him K 12% of batters. Like I said, that is the bottom 1% of the league. So we're going to have a team in Texas who has pop. Their issue is they strike out a lot. If we're going to have a guy who's not going to strike them out, I think we're going to have a very fun time in this lineup here. And then going over a little bit more here, we're seeing a barrel percentage around 7%. Nothing too crazy there. Hard hit rate at like a 38%. But we look at ERA. This just tells me what I need to know here, right? We talked about his expected slugging being way higher. And his expected ERA is over a 1.5 higher. So we are getting a little bit lucky on the Marco Gonzalez side, meaning negative regression is probably coming here. And I think this is a good spot to do it. We have Martin Perez on the other side, a 2.9 ERA at home this year. Only 3 homers allowed in 52 innings here. So only a 333 slugging percentage against with a 234 batting average against him here. He has struggled a little bit as of late. I understand that. But we have a guy here who's going to miss bats or miss barrels, I mean. We're going to see a guy here that really has had a great first half, I believe, if I remember correctly, that he did make the All-Star team. So obviously, last start heading into the All-Star break, you're getting it at home against the Mariners team who just came off of 2 games yesterday. I can't believe that they're playing the next day. That just seems absolutely crazy to me that they're going to travel right after. 2 games and then another game after a travel all the way to Texas. I believe that game yesterday was in Washington. So that is not the shortest flight either. And Martin Perez is not a guy who's really, I'm not going to say he hasn't gotten lit up, but he hasn't really had a team dink and dunk on him, is what I mean. When we seen him get blown up like it is last start, he gave up a 3-run homer and a 2-run homer, right? That was 5 of the 6 runs that he gave up. So if we have a team here that's not putting the ball out of the ballpark and a guy who doesn't really give up that much slugging percentage, I definitely think the Twins have the advantage over Seattle in power. That was, like I said, his last blow-up. I think Martin Perez has an absolutely dazzling outing to go on into the All-Star break. So give me Martin Perez, first 5 money line here on the Rangers. minus 125. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will have a Pine Sports article coming out. It will be in this Rangers game. So if you guys like the content, I really appreciate it. Smash that like button on your way out. And I will see you guys in less than 24 hours. It is 9 o'clock here right now. See you in less than 24 hours for Past the Prop Friday edition. Thank you guys so much. Best of luck on all your bets today, and good luck.